Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So if you are part of the High Priestess tier, you'll have a video posted later this evening. It piggybacks off of the previous video, which was about using people as mirrors. There's a whole technique that's being discussed inside of this video in order to better your reality, so definitely check it out. If you're interested in the High Priestess tier, or which is the manifestation tier, definitely check that out in the description box below. It'll be under the membership link that I think it says join this channel. Now, if you are somebody that struggles with focus, there is a focus subliminal that's posted on the other channel that will also be linked in the description box. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I'm seeing a fruit. Oh, this is a, okay, so this is a quince. Interesting thing about a quince, when you cut it horizontally, you have a pentagram balance, but divine balance. Also the 5 elements, Plato's 5 elements. One of the things this is throwing me into is the idea of the quince being originally used as, it was the original fruit that was depicting the fruit from the Garden of Eden in classical art. So, very interesting. There's something here about the knowledge of good and evil. Having our eyes open to something. Someone here, you've recently had your eyes open to something that maybe wasn't right, or maybe your eyes were open to the right way to do something. There's some sort of balance that's coming out because of that. And we seem to be placing focus on the correct places inside of our life because of that. We're redirecting energy. That's one of the things I'm seeing. Also, I don't know if this matters, but it's a golden quince. It's like a yellow quince, the color yellow. So solar plexus energy, again, coming out. Interesting. Right, let's see. Just as I said that, my heart space, higher heart space, just kind of opened up. This is sacred inner space. We have sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality here. And on the bottom, we have solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. And they're telling me one more. Okay. We have Thoth coming out. Thoth light codes, light initiation, great teacher, awakening, divine magic. This doesn't feel like something internal to us. This feels like something in the background. I'm going to say that right now. Almost like a deep, deep core essence of the soul that is, you know, spinning along with that wheel of the astrology that we're born under. Yes. This one's very deep, very powerful. Okay. Oh. Someone here, you finally got it. Right? 333 as I look up. You finally got it. It's this overwhelming sense of, wow, I see it now. There's some sort of realization we recently had. This realization, it feels to me as I'm sitting in this space, it's unloading baggage off of me. Because the sacral chakra is showing up right when I felt my heart space warming, what this tells me is that this has to do with some aspect of self-love. The way that we love ourselves, the way that we have patience or grace with ourselves. It's like this weird feeling of relief and like processing and purging. I'm feeling all this like heaviness leave my solar plexus as I'm stepping into this energy. Someone here, there were things that were expected of us or things that we expected of ourselves. These may be false expectations, right? I have to show up for these people. I have to do these things, or I have to keep myself safe in this way. You know, it can be anything like that. Anything that affects that sense of identity and that sense of personal power. I have to hold on to this. I have to let go of this. I have to, you know, I have to's. You don't have to do shit. It's a great realization when you realize you don't have to do shit. And someone here is realizing that. I don't have to love you. I don't have to do this for you. I don't have to be here. I don't have to show up in this way. I don't have to be nice to you, right? These are all things that we expect of ourselves. It's the right way to be. And we make ourselves do all these things, and we don't have to be these ways, right? Nothing says you have to be any particular way other than the way that you want to be. And there are plenty of people out there that realize that, right? If you notice, the people that realize that are a lot happier than the people who haven't realized that. And this isn't about going out and being a douchebag. That's not what we're talking about here. But someone here, you recently had a realization that you don't have to. You don't have to anymore. And that in and of itself was a soul lesson. You don't have to. This realization is allowing someone's higher heart space to open up in a way that they haven't been able to open up before, right? Expectation does crazy things to us as people. Expectations have a way of blocking our energy system like a mofo. Somebody here has just released all those crazy expectations that they've had on themselves, or that they felt other people had on them, or that maybe they didn't even realize they didn't have to have on themselves. And by releasing that, there's something here in the higher heart faculty that has just opened up. What is a higher heart? It's love, right? The middle heart, which is usually what we think of, this really operates under giving and receiving. And it's the higher heart that really controls our ability to love, to truly love, right? Not just ourselves, but other people. When we stop feeling beholden to the things that we have caused ourselves to feel beholden to, it frees us up to actually love things. Otherwise, what do? We have resentment, right? We feel stuck. We feel blocked. Someone here has just really gotten, I don't have to. And like, it's not just I don't have to, it's like with a oomph in there, right? Like, I don't effing have to, or like I don't have to. Like, wow, I finally realized this. And that's a great space. I love it. I love it. I'm going to say this, I've never noticed this inside of this card. Right here, we have a lot of biblical themes coming out. I am going to say that, and we'll get to that. Right here we have this here. It's almost like two serpents in here that are facing off. And in the facing off, there's actually a heart. For some of you, there may be like a face-off with a loved one. And it's like there's love that's binding the two, but I'm seeing the star lighting one up. And that feels to me like one person is realizing that we don't have to face off. I don't have to be here. I don't have to do this anymore, right? And that's a very powerful lesson in and of itself. For some of you, that is like a major life lesson that you have here, is I don't have to engage in this form of love anymore, which is why the higher heart is opening up. Here what we have is Imramra. Where are you being called to journey to? Some of you, the reason why this I don't have to has to happen now is because there's someplace else that you're supposed to be. It might be a physical location. It might be a space that needs to open up inside of you to receive something. That was yesterday's message. Definitely check that out. I'll have that linked at the end of this description box if this one resonates for you. But there seems to be something else out there that is waiting for that space to be opened up, for that block to be released, for us to simply say, I don't have to, right? I don't have to, and now I'm going to figure out what I want to. The knowledge of good and evil, right? What is right for us, what's wrong for us. Understanding our personal power, our personal sovereignty by having our eyes open to that. Here we have Anna. This is the one that made me say that this is very biblical themed. So many of you might resonate with being Christian. Here we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. One of the things that I'm seeing here is that for many of you inside this collective, it was this idea of feeling that you had to take care of someone, or you had to take care of someone. Whoa, I just said it twice, so we're going to stick with that. I meant to say something else. It's this idea of I have to be the caregiver, I have to be the nurturer, I have to be the supporter, I have to be the lover, I have to be this, this sweet, I have to be kind, I have to be all these things that blah, 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 blah. You guys. And like, let's talk about this, right? There's this very unhealthy view that we have as people, that to be a good person, to be this healthy person, to be a spiritual person, we have to fit inside this cereal box brand of spirituality, right? You have to get rid of your anger, and you have to get rid of any sorts of negative feelings that you have, and you have to isolate and cut off yourself from these aspects, which all you're doing is really suppressing, right? Which isn't healthy. And we have to be this one thing in this only one way, and we have to make this our brand. So what happens? Someone pisses you off and you react because you have all these undealt with aspects of yourself that you're not even aware of over time, right? And someone here, you're realizing that this isn't who you want to be anymore. Thank God, because you're a person, and you're allowed to be a person, and you're allowed to have all those emotions and have all those experiences, and you're allowed to do it in a healthy way, right? You're allowed to do it in a healthy way. So whatever it is that we're releasing ourselves from, there are some sort of expectations of perfectionism, some sort of expectations of, just being the good girl, good boy, some expectation. That's what it is. That's what it is. Someone here, you're stepping in your villain era. You're stepping into your villain era. What do we mean by that? It's where you're taking your personal power back. Remember, central card to this reading is solar plexus. You're taking your power back and you're saying, no, my life is my life. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. Why is it villain era? Because it means other people don't like it. Flip them the bird. It doesn't matter if other people don't like it, right? This is your life. You're the only person that's responsible for your life and for your reality and what you're going to experience inside of it. You're the only person, right? At the end of your life, you're the one that's going to have to answer with, did I live my life well lived? What did I do with this time I was given? If you're a Christian, what did I do with the time I was given by God? Right? What did I do with it? Was I so busy trying to fit into this mold that everybody expected me to fit into? Or did I, God forbid, did I be myself, my authentic self, the way that God made me? Right? And, for those of us that are not necessarily Christian, fall into more mystical lines of thinking, especially Eastern mysticism. Did I express myself, right? Did I let the true divinity that exists within me have its say here on earth by following my deeper passions, by following my deeper desires, by following my deeper mind, right? Someone here, you're letting go of that bullshit story that somebody told you at some point in your life, and you probably had drilled in your head over and over and over that you had to be this way. Nobody should have to be this way, right? We're complete people. We're all the shades. We're all the things. This is why you don't see me lash out at people inside my comments who leave stupid comments. Like, they're allowed to be themselves. It doesn't threaten me. It doesn't affect me. Like, their words don't mean shit to me, right? This is people being people. And we should all be people being people. If we can accept each other being people, and not think that everybody's got to be nice all the time, and everybody's got to be this all the time, and everybody has to be this all the time, and they have to feel positive all the time. We probably wouldn't have all the problems that we have because people wouldn't have all the undealt with baggage that they have. They wouldn't have suppressed all of it and then gone hog wild with it at some point, right? Someone here, you're learning to integrate the darker aspects of yourself. You're learning to integrate all the various pieces of yourself that you were told you can't be this way, you can't be that way, you can't be that way. Of course you can. Of course you can. You're allowed to be yourself. You're allowed to love yourself exactly as you are. So whoever this message is for, there's something that was very deeply programmed inside of us, and we're just saying, I don't want to. We may have a current situation that's been taking place that is challenging us to only be that thing. And we're remembering, I don't have to. That's your expectation. So this is a release of those expectations and a remembrance that your personal sovereignty is balanced. It's middle, right? It's not higher. It's not lower. It's in the middle. And as we work through those darker spaces and we become aware of them and we learn how to use them appropriately, those roots grow deeper so that the tree can grow higher. So whoever this message is for, this is really good energy and you had a profound realization. So whoever's message this is, if this resonates for you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment, and until next time.